myself off the floor.
Welcome to Difficult Conversations About Beauty. My name is Anita East, and I'm a nurse practitioner specialising in aesthetic, skin, and integrative medicine. I'm so delighted to have you here. But can I get you to do me a favour and just look around you out there? It can be super confusing trying to work out what's true and what's not in this world of beauty and health. So during each episode, we seek to dispel the myths, find the truth, and empower one another with ready-to-implement advice that will make your life so much better than before you started listening. Just as a reminder, the podcast is not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of legitimate healthcare practitioners. The listener should regularly consult a healthcare practitioner in matters relating to their health, particularly with respect to any symptoms that may require diagnosis or medical attention. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy. Okay, so this is my takeaways from the session I did with Dr. Agnes about nutritional medicine. And these are the things that I really took away from my chat with her and really wanted to focus the following 2 weeks on. As with a lot of things don't quite often go to plan. So when I spoke to Dr. Agnes about nutritional medicine, my two main takeaways were that I was going to try to implement in the following 2 weeks were reducing the consumption of processed foods. And I don't eat a lot of processed foods anyway, but I was planning on kind of really thinking about things like maybe white rice or anything that had been kind of produced in a shop as opposed to something that I could actually do at home. So examples like jams or condiments, and also spices and rubs, things like that, hummus, spreads, dips, that kind of thing. I really wanted to kind of focus on how I could reduce the amount of processing that was done and do a little bit more at home. The other thing that I really took away from my chat with Agnes was reducing stress. And this is what I want to kind of circle back to. So the last few weeks have probably been the most stressful times that I've had in a very long time, probably for a good few years, actually. So it's interesting now I go to record this podcast with you, which is my solo podcast, that the two things that I had written down after my chat with Agnes are two things that I have royally, completely and utterly failed at. However, today's my birthday, and on the day of me recording this, which is on my birthday, and the day of me reflecting on the things that I chose, I've started to make the changes. Stress, we don't always have the ability to turn the tap off on. Stress happens to us. It's actually a verb. It happens to us. And depending on how crap it is, we can think of lots of ways to describe that verb to make it as horrible as it actually is at the time. There are good types of stress. There are stresses that can kind of, make you a little bit perky and make you for example, deadlines, they can make you produce your best work. There are other types of stress that make it very hard to do your normal daily activities. And I've been there in the last couple of weeks, and through no one's fault at all. And it's interesting because quite often these things are outside. Not only are they outside your circle of control, they're outside the circle of control of however this stress is being caused. But I've really done poorly at managing my stress over the last few weeks, and I've been a, quite frankly, disgusting human being. I haven't managed, and I've shown my kids how badly one can react to stress. But today, like I said, with it being my birthday, I planned the day quite well. So a year ago, when it was my birthday, I worked and I was really depressed about it. I was really kind of annoyed about it. So this year, about a year in advance, I booked out my birthday so that I didn't have to work on my birthday. And I was pretty determined not to. However, of course, some work snuck in. So I started the day with lots of beautiful presents, lots of time with my family. And the thing that got me the most was the beautiful things that I was reading in the cards from my daughters and my husband. And they were all gorgeous, beautiful things saying, "Mummy, we love you so much. You're amazing. You're this, you're that, you're the other." And it didn't resonate with the person that I've been in the last few weeks at all. And that was really hard. And that was a big realization to me, because I realized that how I was showing up was a really, really poor example of what I wanted to teach to my children. And my youngest daughter actually wrote in her card something along the lines of, "I can't wait till we can spend some quality time together. Thank you for trying to spend some quality time with me." And that just utterly broke my heart. But the truth is that the last few weeks, I've just not been able to do that. So then I went and I had a little writing, I have a little writing group, and I had a quick call with them, which is awesome. And that was enjoyable. However, during that call, I was also being pulled in a million different directions because of the current stress that I'm under. Now, if anyone tells you that running a business is easy, it's not. It's really, really not. It's really not easy. And these last few weeks have been incredibly, incredibly difficult. In fact, to the point where I've even registered with LinkedIn to look for a job. However, that's not going to happen unless someone, of course, offers me something incredible that I just can't refuse. In fact, a good friend of mine got a promotion in her company, and truthfully, I was very serious. I asked her if she could offer me a job of any sort now that she's one of the hiring bosses. So back to the story. So then I went and because my plan for today was to ignore and forget about all the other stresses that have been happening and to focus on doing things that bring me joy, doing things that reduce my stress, because like Agnes said, the body has a remarkable ability to heal itself. And one of the biggest aggravating factors to our toxicity at the moment is stress in the modern day. So I was determined that today was going to be, in amongst the chaos, today was going to be a stress-free day. So I went and I had a massage, and this was booked. This was booked from yesterday. And I went and had a healing massage, and that was, quite frankly, the thing that set my haywire compass needle that was going round and round and round. It set it straight again. And the things that came out of that healing massage that the masseuse told me about, as well as the things that I experienced myself, showed me that even though I was trying to work out why all these horrible things were happening to me, and I was trying to blame myself for being the worst mother, the worst wife, the worst everything in the world because of my poor ability to adapt to this stress, it showed me that I could still, even at this late stage, I could still set myself up for success, and I could still set the course right. I didn't have to continue to front this storm and battle this storm when there was absolutely no way in the world that I could win this storm was always going to thrash me and beat me to a pulp. And as that weak, pathetic little pulp that I was, I kind of got put back together again. It was very emotional. It was very stressful, but it was also very liberating. And as a result, today, I have started to reduce the stress. And from now on, for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to as well reduce the amount of processed foods I eat. Not that I eat much, but like I said, be really mindful of the things that I put in my mouth. And I've been doing this thing over the last couple of weeks where I've been having these little mini what are they called? Not magnums, but mini ice blocks, ice creams after work. Not after work, after dinner. And I've got to stop that. I don't need it. It's literally me searching for a dopamine hit in a time when there's very little dopamine and there's very little serotonin happening in my body. So after the massage, I decided that I would go and get myself a Tay fringe, which I'm absolutely loving. So I've done a couple of things today. In fact, I've probably done 4 things today that mean that I can actively reduce the amount of stress that I'm feeling in my life at a time when the stress is just pouring at me. So I don't think that it's impossible now. Last night, it was impossible. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of tears. But this morning and today, right now, I don't feel like it's impossible to take control of the stress levels in my life. I feel like I can actually turn that tap slowly, ever so slowly, to the off position, and I can have a little bit more control over the temperature of that stress. So I hope that with that decision, I can actually start to take advantage of the nutritional medicine that I'm taking, and I can actually start to heal my body, because I can only imagine the amount of damage that I've done to myself over the last few weeks with the stress that I've been feeling. So basically, I hope that if you're feeling ridiculous amounts of stress at any time in your life, which you will again and again and again, that you can remember that you're in control of how you perceive that stress. You're in control of what you do with that. And just know that you have lots of help around you. You really do. And sometimes you just need those moments of stillness and those beautiful healing massages. I mean, gosh, can I have those daily? Is that possible? Those moments of stillness to give you a bit of clarity with a noise, because I kind of very much felt like my voice wasn't being heard, that I wasn't being allowed to express what I wanted to express about a certain situation. Anyway, onwards and upwards, as they say. Like I said, it's my birthday and I'm about to go out to dinner with some gorgeous friends to celebrate. So I'm really, really excited. And I got some new pajamas. They're puppy dog pajamas and they're just beautiful. So last thing, I'm just going to draw a card. Now, I did draw a card actually of a beautiful card deck at the end of this massage that I had, which was magical. In fact, I'll probably post it on my socials later. But today's card is unique. Okay, how cool is this? So what was I just saying? I was just saying that my compass needle was all over the place. Yeah, was going haywire, like some kind of crazy magnet had control over it. Listen to the first line of this card that I've just drawn. The card is called Unique. Just as a compass shows you the way, your uniqueness, which is born with and of you, gives you your direction every single day. Far out, man. This stuff is voodoo, I tell you. That's not that's not what it says. Okay. So I'm going to read that again and I won't interrupt it. Okay. Just as a compass shows you the way, your uniqueness, which is born with and of you, gives you your direction every single day. So Let your inner being cement your path of joy for the day and watch your uniqueness flourish. Far out. Far out. Look at that. I don't know if that can, anyway, that's amazing. That's literally what I just said to you guys. Oh, anyway, have a beautiful day. That's all I can say. Happy birthday to me. Woo-hoo! Another year wiser, another year older. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share. Remember to give it 5 stars and write me a kind review. Remember, kindness always comes back to us. All discussed links will be in our show notes. And until next time, may you revel in your beautiful and unique faces, both today and always.